Hello and welcome. My name is Nicholas Küschi and I'm the developer of Wisp. And this is the second devblog of Wisp, where I report the current status of development. Okay, so what did I do last week? Last week we talked about level generation, and we generated basically the rough structure of a level. Like we have basically hallways, no rooms yet, and we do generate different ones, and we also have side tracks in this in these hallways. That's how far we got last week. This week I started on working on obstacles. In Wisp, you are basically trying to dodge different obstacles and get through the level this way. If you are interested in this, I will put a link, or a link will probably just appear right now, where you can click and watch the prototype gameplay video. Right now I'm working on level generation, as I said, and obstacles. I'm not currently finished with it, and I still have to go through some more development stuff. But I have now a good plan on how I want to do it, and I also started to generate the first obstacles for the tiles. So I will just very quickly go through what a tile is, so that new watchers or listeners, however, understand what I'm talking about. But if you're really interested, once again, link appears right now. Click on it and watch the first part, because there you will see how I did generate it, and I will really go into detail about this stuff. Okay, so just so that everybody's up to speed, if you don't want to watch it, I will go through the stuff again. I have here in my prefabs folder, I have some tiles. They are one by one, and what I have here is I have a tile and I have a naming convention for this stuff. This tile basically has an exit here, here, and up, and that's what these signs point to. It points to the left, to the right, to the up. This would be left, right. This would be left, up. This would be left, right, up, down. Okay, that's it. So that's basically one tile. And for each of these tiles, I'm currently planning on generating obstacles for each of them, and then generating them in there. And the player has to dodge these obstacles. So basically I have some number, like probably a pretty huge number in the end, of obstacles that I can generate in there, and then I will put one tile after another, generate also rooms, and then you have a complete level in the end. Okay, so what I did is I started with obstacles. Last week I wasn't sure how I want to do it. I was thinking about XML, I was thinking about some different stuff. Currently I'm pretty sure, at least, I will go with the XML route. Currently I have this script here, which basically has all the information about an obstacle in there. So let's go through this very quickly. We have the path to the prefab, which is just for me there so I can instantiate it. Like I said, it's an XML structure. I will show this later. If I read it out of the XML, I need to know where or how I can instantiate it. So that's why the prefab path is in there. I have a GUID, which is generated as soon as you add the script automatically. This field here is just for me, so that I'm very easy able to set the prefab path. So I can just drag this in here, and it will update the prefab path. I will now, where is it? Oh, did I now update a real one? I hope I didn't. Wait, before I'm doing something wrong, I need to check this. This is wrong. And this is automatically updated in the prefab then, so that's bad. That's long.3, that's correct. That's up, down, that's correct. Okay, fine. So, back on track. We are talking about this field. So here you can basically very fast and easy get the correct path without typing, which is really useful for me because I'm just a lazy guy. Here I will say which tiles this is compatible with. So this obstacle was generated just for this tile. Each tile will have multiple different obstacles. The reason is, if I'm having a tile that is closed up here, I cannot generate obstacles in there. So I wanted to be able to differentiate between tiles, where currently I still have a little bit of a problem in my logic, at least. Sometimes I will close off borders if tiles have multiple exits, because if I cannot generate a sidetrack, I will close off the border. The problem for me is now, it might be that I just generated something in here, um, because I'm currently not really aware of closed border. So maybe I have to look what kind of tile it is after I close the borders. But like that's for later. That's just for level generation. Anyway, so I have also a difficulty level. So how difficult is the obstacle? And this ranges right now, by the way, from 1 to 10. I'm thinking about maybe going more up, but for now I'm sticking with 1 to 10. If I want to do harder stuff, I will put it in over the top of that, but I think that's fine. The obstacle type is static, so I have different types here. You can see these. I have unspecified, which I don't know. It's just the default. It's always good to have a default in coding. Blinking, moving, following. Following means that it follows the player, the obstacle. Moving means it's just moving, and blinking is what you already saw before, where it's like flashing and the player has to get through really quickly. Okay, so this is all the information I have. If I press save here, what this will do is it will, for one, update the prefab information and also save it into an XML. The XML I have here. All these files are obstacles right now, and each of them have their GUID as a name. You can see it here. I actually don't need to open it, I think. So you can see the basic XML structure here. It's just the same that we went through. Like you have here the prefab path, the GUID again, which tile is compatible with. Just exactly the same information. Also, right now, currently in this state, I'm also serializing this into the prefab. So I have redundant data. I think I will change this. I will probably change the everything here to a property, so I can have the same effect without really having to save the data in the prefab. So what I would do then is just load the XML on start and read out the data. But I'm not quite sure. Like I actually think it's not that bad. So I'm not 100% decided on that. So let's go through the rest of these buttons. Like you can go with new GUID, which is important because we will do copies of the same obstacle to use it in different tiles, or just it for the same tile but maybe change it slightly. And then you need a new GUID. So here's a new GUID button that generates a new GUID. You can also delete and save. Like if you say, I really don't want this obstacle anymore, you can then delete basically the XML file, because, which is important to understand, I use these XML files for level generation. So if there is at some point an XML file that is not really linked to any of these objects, it would be really bad. So because I then would get exceptions. So I really need to take care that it doesn't happen. I think I will write later validation for this. So basically going through all the XMLs, trying to instantiate them, checking if the data in here is correct, and everything. Yeah, but that's for way later. Currently, I'm really in early stages. So what I'm doing with this information, because this is just information, I have a tile here. That's just an example. Like I said, I have now obstacles for these 3 tiles, and like as you see, I don't have that many. Like I have the most for the just straight tile, and then less. I basically, what I wanted to do is I wanted to have some obstacles for all the tiles to show you guys for this video, but it would be just too much work, and I figured it's not really worth it. I much rather have higher quality tiles and show it to you now as an example, and then maybe next week I can show you the overall completely working algorithm, more cleaned up, and then also do some gameplay with this and start testing like that. Okay, but as I said, so what I have so far, each of these tiles that's new compared to last week now has also basically just an enum describing which tile it is, which is just the same as this. It's just redundant information, whatever. But like, this is for scripting access, and I didn't want to go with my naming convention just for scripting access. That's just for me, so I can see where the tile's going very fast. I think it's easier than reading left, right, up, but that's just personal taste, whatever. But here now comes the more important part. this is all for the real generation now. Here's an obstacle configuration. What this does is basically I can say what kind of tiles I want to have for this. Like, first of all, I will always only take tiles that match these, that match this type. So that are compatible with this kind of type. Because like that's the only one that makes sense. I made them for this tile, so that's pretty straightforward, I think. That's why this is here, and I have a reference to this. I'm doing it like this because it's better to have it like that in Unity as a structure. So if you have like a lot of small mono behaviors to just describe something, basically stats. I also have it here with health. You can see it. This is already getting a little bit messy. No, I have a stats thing here. See? Okay, so I have a health and a coins pickup. These are just two stats. Basically, all this has is max health, which is the starting health. It's nothing more. It has also current health, I think. I'm not sure. Like I didn't. No, it just has max life because if I get 1 damage, I'm already dead. But I think I also have current life, but I cannot see it right now. But I need to check this. Probably it's a property, or I hid it so that I cannot set the current life, because the current life is always at the beginning the max life. Yeah, like at least in my current implementation. Like if you have an RPG where you maybe load stuff or save stuff between levels, then it might be different. But for me right now, I just have max life, and that's it. And then I have a coins pickup, so I know how many coins I picked up during a level. And the reason I'm structuring it like this is so that basically if I want to access the health component, I always know the current health I can get from the health script. So it's just like, it's entity based. Like, I hope at least that's my understanding on how it works. It's component based. I mean, component based architecture. I don't know if that's important to you guys or not, but like, that's at least how I'm doing it. Like, I'm splitting it up as much as I can. Like, I'm not in the generation stuff. I'm a little bit more lazy, as you can see here. Like, there's like a lot more stats in this here, but these all really just hang together so tightly that I thought it's fine. Anyway, but I'm really getting off topic right now. So let's go back to topic. The topic was, how can I use this stuff? So the obstacle configuration says what kind of obstacle you want to have. So I can say what min and what max difficulty I want to have. So that's basically the range of difficulty. -1, by the way, is will be ignored. So that's that. And you saw the difficulty here. Like, you have 6 here, and 2 here. So basically, if I'm going back to this here, is this the correct one? Yes. So if I would say from 1 to 2, or 1 to 3, whatever, I will get only this one as the algorithm will search all the configurations for obstacles of this type in the range of this difficulty, which will only yield this result. I come later to what I'm doing with this. I can do the same for included and excluded types, like blinking or following and stuff. And that's for me for later, so I can basically easily change how I want to generate the level. Because like, if you think about in a game later, you want to have easy obstacles at the beginning level, but you also don't want to have complex ones. Like, even if they are easy to dodge, like let's say you have a moving obstacle. Like, usually you will, in a usual game like this, you will have like a growing complexity and also difficulty. So to not give the player too much to think about, you will start off with saying like, I will only give him like a static obstacle. Like, look at Super Meat Boy, for example. The first level is just getting to the end. The second level is, I think, jump. I'm not sure. But I want to approach it in a very similar way. I want to say, okay, the first level is just fly there. Like, basically no obstacles at all. The next level might be like static obstacles, where you just have to fly around them, but you don't really need to worry about that they are moving or not. And even if I think the obstacle is pretty easy, even if it's like, it might be a very small moving thing, which is maybe very easy to dodge, but I don't want to have moving things right now. I just want to have static things. So, but that's just for me later, because I will use this tool for generating, or use the way I'm doing this here for generating levels, sanity check them and use them then for the game, and I will do levels. So I want to have a structure like this. That's why I'm doing this. Anyway, so I can basically specify here what kind of obstacles I want, and then the obstacle spawner will spawn it. So the obstacle spawner will execute this script. This list will fill with any number of objects, and then it will pick a random one from this list and put it to the tile. So I can execute it right now. As you see, exactly what I said. This list is filled, which 1 to less tile, whatever. Maybe there are bugs. I will take a look quickly. Anyway, so but this list is filled now, and the obstacle spawner will took one of these tiles, which in this case is the up down, and instantiated it and centered it over the player position. So now I have it at the correct position. So if we look at this now, yeah, you see, this is just a very easy obstacle. You just go down, go up, go down. If you want to go here, or go down, go up, and just go up here. So it's very easy. I think it's not a hard one. I think it's what is it? Difficulty 2. Yeah. I also have the long dodge times 3 and long dodge, and left, right, up, left, right, up. I don't know why. I will need to check. Something is a little bit weird. Like, I would expected this to be there as well. Anyway, not to get too far off. Like, maybe I should save the data here. It's so weird. Long dodge. This save. Let's try this one more time. By the way, right now I always have to delete the stuff. It's also not really, it's not really at the correct position. I would also put it below this so that it's always moving in the correct manner, but that will come later. Like I said, I'm still, this is still in progress, work in progress. I don't know, like, for some reason this is not really found. I will need to check. Anyway, what I can show though is, the ones it does find, I can filter. So basically, let's say I don't want to have 2 difficult obstacles. So I say I want to have obstacles between 1 and 3. Like, I'm not sure if this is inclusive or exclusive. I would need to check. I think it's inclusive anyway. So yeah, right now we only will get the up-down one. And as you can see here, it's reflected in this. Exactly. So that's working. You can do the same with you can obviously do the same with included and excluded types. Yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, the basic thing is working. Obviously, this is right now not really helpful. I can only use this for hand-created stuff. The level generator, which is in here, what it does is, it basically, the configuration I did, I will do it for all the tiles of one level inside here, and then it will override the obstacle configuration inside here. The only thing which it does not override is the type of tile, because that's always correct. Like, this is set for each tile, so I cannot override this. Yeah, that's basically it. There's nothing else coming. I will by the way revert this. I don't want to have any changes here. Yes. So what happens is I will instantiate all the tiles, then I will override the settings to the settings I have here, and then I will execute the spawner. And so basically what I did here by hand now, the execute, is the exact same thing that the world generator is doing, or the level generator, whatever, is doing, which I can, I think, show you. I don't know, like, I only have it for 3 tiles now, so it depends on what we get. Like, nothing. Oh, there is one. Yeah, there's a drop down here, see? And it's bugging, whatever. You see a little bit. Here are also some obstacles. Like, here have to go left, right, and there's a, as you can see, some stuff is flying around, which you have to dodge, which is, by the way, a pretty hard obstacle. But this drop down, I guess it's bugging again. I don't know. It was bugging before even. I tested around with it a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Not the most interesting level, as I said. Like, I don't have many tiles right now, so, and I mean not many obstacles right now, and it's also not the longest level. Anyway, there was just a short introduction. Like as I said, it's work in progress. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's that. So what I'm basically planning on doing is I want to do more of these. Want to fix all the bugs, test out if everything's working correctly. Oh, look at this. Maybe that was also a little bit weird here. I don't know why I have had this still in there. Anyway, it shouldn't really matter. So I have to clean up the bugs in there. We'll do more obstacles for all the tiles. Like I will not do an insane amount at the beginning, but there will be quite a lot, I think, in the end, because I want to have a lot of variety. I'm also planning on extending the moving possibilities of Will Glow the Wisp. Like currently, you can fly if you press the the button A button, and dodge if you press B, if I'm not mistaken. But what I also want to do is I want to do basically a really slow but controlled movement, which also zooms in, so you have less information. So I want to do that. For rooms, I'm also planning to zooming out, so that you can basically have a better overview of a room, because currently if you play as Will Glow the Wisp, everything, basically a hallway is already over the entire screen, so it's not really like, how is a room supposed to look if a hallway is already taking up the entire screen? Like, it felt a little bit weird, so I'm planning on zooming out a little bit more, but I have to, like, this is still so early development, I cannot say if that will stay in or not. That's just some ideas I have that I probably want to try out in the near future. But for now, I will concentrate on level generation first. I will do the basic hallways. Now, I have that done. When I have all the obstacles in, or not all, but quite some of them in, I will test a little bit. Does it feel good? Doesn't it feel good? Maybe do some tests with the new ability, because the new ability will also need some additional obstacles for it. Yeah. So I think that's the plan for the future. As I said, I also need I also need to check if all these at least have a link left, and if there's some redundant stuff. Like I really need to check this stuff as well. But redundancy is basically impossible, because the name is the good. But maybe I could do a validation that there's no link, like there's no XML that doesn't have any prefab behind it anymore. Anyway, so I think that's it. Let me just think about this for a second, if I have anything left I wanted to say. I don't think I have, actually. I think I'm completely done. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to say, if you want to see more code in this, I'm currently trying to go a little bit away from coding, because I think not everybody will understand what's going on, and I want to have more people watching and more people enjoying. If you want to see code, if anyway nobody's really watching that doesn't look at code, that's quite a possibility. I don't know who's watching. Tell me. I can go into code clearly. I have no problem with that. Yeah. Okay. So tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, and bye.